Three, two, one, and we're live. So how's it going, Drex? Good
All
morning,
right.
everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're looking from. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm here in San Diego. Malik is in Minnesota.
Minnesota. Minnesota. People call this cold. Usually at this time of the year, it's very cold. Or like at least it's the cold is coming down. But now it's beautiful 40 degrees. It's kind of surprising for Minnesota. How about you? I heard like a
Yeah,
lot of rain, but how's it now?
be- beautiful 40 degrees, right?
Nice.
San Diego
Nice.
is 70 degrees, players.
Seriously, 70
Yeah,
degrees?
yes, yes,
Jeez.
yeah. Love it, love it.
That's the reason I'm trying to move back. You know what
Yeah,
I
but
mean?
you don't want to move back because it's freaking expensive.
It is. It is. It is
You
definitely.
you
But
you got to pay $3,000 for a cardboard box. Nah, it's not good.
wow. Wow.
But I'm
Okay.
moving. I'm moving anyway. I'm moving on Saturday.
Yeah.
I'm heading to the great state of Hawaii.
Yeah, but I mean that's not a cheap place.
I
Hawaii is
know.
the expensive place to go to, but hey, you live in the dream. So I'm not gonna complain there. I'm
Yeah,
excited for you. We're
I'm gonna
excited for
I'm gonna put myself up for adoption. See if some family could adopt me.
you. I don't know. I don't know if that's the thing nowadays. I've been before, when I was in high school and stuff, and I was planning on traveling and stuff. I didn't have that much cash, to go anywhere. Um, there was a thing called where you can rent a couch.
Rent a couch?
Yeah, have you heard about it? It's like
No.
you rent a couch in somebody's living room.
That's how much was the couch?
It's like $20.
Oh,
Or
what's up?
you literally just go there, rent a couch, sleep there, and get out. That's all you do.
For one day.
No, you can rent it for a month.
No, no, but I'm saying that it's $20 per day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is still cheap when it comes to,
Oh yeah, definitely. See if I can live there for a couple months. $20 a day.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that though, honestly.
Yeah.
But how you been? How's your weekend looking like? How's everything in San Diego?
Everything's good, you know what I'm saying? So like I was telling my friends because they asked how's my visit back to San Diego. I'm trying to see as many people as I can
Yeah,
before I head out. So, we went to Cheesecake Factory yesterday. I saw a buddy of mine that I haven't seen in a couple of years. Him and his wife, they were in Japan for like 3, 4 years, I believe.
yeah.
And I got to see them before I get to leave. Because they my buddy, he just got out the military. Um, so got to see him. And then tomorrow I'm playing softball with a bunch of guys from my
Nice.
and then I'm having dinner tomorrow with the family I used to stay with. So it's gonna be a good weekend, and then I have nothing planned for Sunday.
So when
So
are you leaving back? You said Saturday? Like next
yeah,
Saturday?
yeah, I leave next Saturday on the 16th.
Okay. I mean
So
that's not long enough. But it's gonna be around the corner, you know what I mean?
yeah, I know. I'm kind of excited and nervous at the same time because I've been here most of my adulthood in San Diego
Yeah,
since 2005. So, but I believe it's gonna be good for me anyway. So change is good. Do
absolutely.
do something new things and hopefully find some good connection out there and see what God has in store. You know.
Absolutely. We never know. I get a card in like a year and be like, hey man, wedding invitation.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because people always say, "Hey, you're close to retirement. Now it's time to look for for somebody."
Absolutely. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You're lived your fun time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How about you? How's Minnesota treating you, brother?
Minnesota has been good. I mean, I'm planning on coming back to San Diego for sure, in a couple of months actually. And yeah, I mean, for the new audience that have been listening to us, I mean, I was talking to Drex about it earlier. Usually we kind of share the insights and analytics of the how we're doing so far. And this week has been the one of the best weeks we had over the time we've been recording these videos and stuff. So we appreciate you guys so much. I mean, just alone 7 days, we hit 1.78K people. So 1,800 people, for us, it's massive. How we started, remember like last Sunday we talked about it, Drex? We were at 50.
That's
So
that's that's
that's
pretty cool.
nuts. That's nuts. I don't know. I'm still like I don't know if I should trust those numbers or is it like YouTube is just making it up? I don't know. But
Hey,
you know what I mean? You just
trust the process, right?
exactly. So that's what from the start we said we're gonna trust the process, how long ever it takes. It's like you know, we like to do it, so we're gonna just keep doing it. We're not gonna look at the numbers too much, but these numbers kind of motivate us and everything too. So we
But
appreciate you guys. Yeah. So Drex, what is the plan for this weekend? You talked a little bit about it, but the cheesecake was yesterday, right?
yeah, cheesecake was yesterday. This weekend, like I said,
Softball?
huh?
Softball?
Softball with my coworkers, and
Yeah.
then dinner with my friends, and probably hit up a movie or something. No, not
Mm.
too sure you know what else I'm gonna do. I'm definitely gonna try to see people as I go.
Uh,
I actually met up with my friend today. We had coffee at Starbucks and we just chatting it up. She's in the military as well, so we're just catching up because I haven't seen her in almost like a year or so. Because
she,
she has a family and all that stuff, so it's pretty cool seeing her.
yeah.
Um,
What position do you play for softball? Is
I
it
used I used to play outfield.
okay?
People always make jokes. Oh, you play shortstop, right? Because you short, right? Nah. I used to. My coach used to call me Kirby Puckett because I was chunky and small.
No, that's a or which right or left or center?
It was center.
Center, nice. Nice. I played right field for my freshman year and then I got into second base and that was until high school.
Oh,
Second
okay.
base was my shit, honestly. Loved it.
What? Yeah,
Loved it. Just
yeah.
double plays you gotta make, right there.
Get it.
Exactly. But yeah,
But I try to take it easy because it seems like the older I get, the more hurt I get. So I just be like,
yeah.
yo, let
You
me
got
walk this. Let me just
absolutely.
chill.
You need that stretching, I like to do solid 30 minutes of stretch, you never know. I don't want to pull that hamstring. I'm getting old too now, you know what I mean?
Whatever. You like 10.
That's
I don't
true.
stretch.
I mean, hey,
I,
first time we met, since then, I mean, it's already been what, 16, almost 10 years.
that's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was 16.
You were 16 in 2001,
No,
15, 16, or something like that.
16. I was 16 when we met.
Oh, what year was that?
2016.
Really?
Yeah, it's been 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm yeah, 16, I was 2016 yeah, 2016 and now it's 2024.
Mm.
I'm actually my birthday is March 31st.
March 31st, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You
Getting
go
old, you know what I mean?
be 20 what?
24.
24.
Yeah,
I
nuts.
remember like 1,000 years ago when I turned 24. Gosh, I'll be 44 this year, bro. Oh my gosh, where did time go?
Right?
Mm,
Hey, at least
40,
now we're recording the time. We can look back in like 10 years, be like, hey, shit, like, remember we started and now where we at?
yeah. Then I'll be
So
having gray hairs, wrinkles.
I'm already gray hair. We were just talking about it. I was like, shit, my hairs are getting, you know.
Well, I'm not gonna get gray hair. I'm dying that bad boy. Be like back.
I say, I mean,
Dye
hey,
my hair.
actually, it's a fashion now. It's a
Hmm.
great, a little bit of gray hair is actually, they look cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's cool. I'm not trying to look like Papa Smurf, bro.
No, that's nuts. But yeah, so exciting stuff for both of us.
Yeah,
But yeah, so Drex, let's talk about a little bit about the topic, huh? It's a little today's topic is a little, I would say, interesting, more relevant. Um, and it wasn't like this before in terms of if we talk about it. Even honestly, if we talk about 5 years ago, it wasn't this relevant, like how it is now.
but
Would you say that?
definitely. Do you know what? I don't want to like. like pretend like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm
Yeah.
not really into gaming. I was never a gamer, bro. Like I played games when I was younger. Like, I remember having a Nintendo playing Mario Brothers, Techno Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I haven't, but I was never really into it for some reason. Like I think I played Madden a couple times. My friends were really into like Madden and FIFA when the World Cup would happen in the
Yeah.
'94 or something like that. But for me, like I was never a gamer. Like I can't get into I think I got ADHD, bro, because I can't focus like that. Like because I don't watch that much TV either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on my phone, like social media and all that stuff, but I'm just wasting time.
Yeah.
But like for me, like gaming is not like a big thing, but I know now people you can make money just to stream, and people watch you to play.
Yeah.
That I just don't get that. You know what I'm saying? So like, what's your intake
Yeah.
on that?
So you started the great topic, you know what I mean? You kind of went in ahead a little bit. So we gotta let the people know what the topic is.
Oh,
So, you know what I mean? So our topic for today is we wanted to keep it. We talked like last internal pod when we had, we really liked the relevance of it and the way you guys gave us feedback and the likes and the views and all of that. So it felt like the more the relevant topic is, the more interesting you are about it. So we wanted to get a little bit more relevant topics for this next 4 episodes. So today's topic is how Gen Z is changing the gaming industry. So the gaming industry has become a massive, more than billions. People are pouring in billions of dollars. Uh, just looking at Amazon, Twitch is through Amazon, and it's literally almost $50 billion just one component of Amazon. So it's becoming big every day. So we wanted to talk about why is it becoming that big and how it's changing the whole point of view on gaming. Because gaming used to be a thing where people say, oh, you're gaming, you're slacking. You're not gonna get anything, you're wasting your time. But now even the minimum contracts are millions of dollars. You know,
that, that's
it's
wild.
insane. So the youngest player actually recently he got signed by this one gaming team. And he's only 18. He turned 18. You know how much he's making every month?
How much?
$100,000 a year. I mean, a month.
What?
He's 18. Just graduated college. And that's minimum. That's a
He
minimum
just
contract.
graduated college at 18.
Oh, sorry, high school.
Okay, I was like, yo, he's a smart dude. He's doing something right.
No, so that's the thing. So it's insane. So we want to talk a little bit more about it, how exactly really understand first of all who Gen Z are. You know, it's a generation that makes differentiate pretty much, I think, generations. You know, I'm not considered Gen Z. You know,
What's considered Gen Z for these?
that's what I wanted to talk about first. So who exactly is Gen Z, right? So Gen Z, it's like so Gen Z, you can call it people before 2010. So from 1996 to 2010, those are Gen Z. But we're talking about Gen Z as a whole. It's not a consider. Let's see it. Let me show you graphs first. So that makes it more simpler. Okay. You see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So this is what considered Gen Z, 1997 to 2010.
Oh wait, hold on 1 second. So you got that? Okay.
So I would be considered so the Gen Alpha is the people after 2010 to 2020s.
So when were you born?
No, so I would be considered Gen 1970. Yeah, so I would be considered Gen Z.
Okay.
Uh when is yours?
1980 Gen X.
Gen X. So you'll be right here. So
The
you
best
know,
generation. Just saying.
I would say that too. Yeah, I would
I'm
definitely.
just saying, bro.
No, honestly, I mean, it's just you guys actually, I mean, the people that are cared about like working and being in office and actually working and seeing your progression and stuff. Now things have changed. People don't want to
Yeah.
be in office, you know. So Gen Z is that, and since 2010, exactly around that time, that's when this whole thing became a big thing or starting to become a big thing about gaming. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Gaming wasn't a big thing before. So we want to talk a little bit about, you know, what is gaming? Like, what makes a game competitive in terms of why people like to watch it? Is it because like people addiction to their phones are making them addicted to gaming? Is it that, or is it just being inside is more thing, or like, dopamine is a big thing about that too. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and then we'll get into the social aspects of it, how the gaming is becoming a big thing in networking and stuff too. Uh, and then we'll talk about impacts of them in our future, uh, on us, on our future generations and stuff. And then, yeah, I'm excited.
That's yeah. It's a topic that like it doesn't really excite me to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's a big thing nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's I always hear my buddies always like, "Yo, I made a couple $1,000s just by playing this game because people watch me. I streamed it. Like that stuff doesn't make sense to me. Like, how do you
Yeah.
make money off of that? Like is it like the views, or is it somebody just watching you and then you get people to pay you? How
Yeah.
does that work? I have no idea.
That's a great question. So why don't we just look at this video that I pulled up? It talks about what the gaming industry is. So let's do it.
It's pretty incredible, really, just how massive this industry is and how much it's evolved over the decades. This was Nimitron, the very first game machine that debuted in New York in 1940. Fast forward to the arcade games of the 70s, home gaming consoles, computer games in the 80s and 90s, online gaming at the turn of the century, and now mobile gaming and esports. Our teams where full-time professional gamers fill stadiums and earn millions, yes, billions of dollars.
Games are definitely on the rise, and I think there's a lot of potential for games to do good. You're seeing programs open up for gaming, getting a full scholarship ride. So I think it is becoming more mainstream.
Let's wrap our heads around some numbers. In 2016, a third of the world's population were video gaming. That's 2.5 billion people. In 2017, more than 660 million people watched other people play video games on platforms like Twitch and YouTube. In 2018, the gaming industry made at least $130 billion. This is a business that's still growing by about 10% a year. That's a pretty exciting industry for aspiring animators, developers, and coders to want to be a part of. And staff salaries for developers are a lot higher than your average job. In the US, a developer can earn around 100,000 US dollars a year. In India, it's about 500,000 rupees or 6,000 US dollars a year, a lot higher than the average person's $2,000 yearly salary.
I'm so glad I got the game design. It's cool to be able to create the kind of games that we play.
And 2019 was the year we found out just how big a price people pay to be part of the world's biggest entertainment industry.
The biggest problem that the games industry faces right now, and something that we're battling head on, are the really inhumane working hours that the video games industry workers are having to endure. This is called crunch.
Crunch culture is still a huge issue in the industry. It's when workers are put under enormous pressure to work overtime in order to meet game launch deadlines. Before the studio Treyarch released Call of Duty Black Ops 4 last year, some testers said that crunch time involved working 70 hours a week for weeks on end. The gaming website Kotaku says some of those guys earned only $13 an hour, while Black Ops made about $500 million in just a few days.
This multiplayer mode is super.
Jeez. We'll come back to that video in a minute, but talked a lot about what we talked about earlier, revenue. You're looking at $130 billion and 10% increase every year. So that's massive.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You get people that work, you know what I'm saying, freaking 2 years and they don't make that much money. You know what I'm saying? Like just for streaming and gaming, that's if you have a passion for that, you're set. You're set,
Yeah.
You
Not
know,
just that. I mean, I think looking back at it, the gaming industry has become so big in terms of like not just for the people streaming, but for the companies. I
oh
mean,
yeah,
Black
making
Ops
billions of
3,
dollars.
they made $500 million in a couple of days. I mean,
Man.
now this is insane, the numbers.
Yeah, it's man, they making money off of just people just being zombies on the internet, and you know what I'm
Pretty
saying?
much.
Like that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against that, but it just I can't sit on the screen for a couple hours watching my day pass playing games. I can't do that.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
I
you
could
know
just
what we gotta do then? We gotta get you. How about this? One of these days before you leave for Hawaii, we'll set it you up with a Fortnite account. We'll have a podcast while you're playing Fortnite. We'll be on Fortnite playing 2Vs against people and we'll be live with it. How about that?
nah, fam.
Hey,
You play Fortnite?
no, I mean I don't play Fortnite like that, but I used to play in COVID. That was a
And
big
what?
thing. In COVID.
Oh, really?
It was fun. I mean, that was the way of like networking with people, you can socialize and all of that. Or Black Ops, you know, you can never
People
go
get
wrong with Call of
heard
Duty.
people like fight over the internet.
Yeah.
They be talking mad junk, talking about
Yeah.
the moms. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
Especially.
They go deep on people too. Like pulling a
Especially.
race card.
Oh, there's so much going on. It's a whole different thing.
That's wild, bro. That is
Yeah.
crazy.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, so it's massive, the industry, and it's growing by the day. I mean, they actually have now, it's called TwitchCons. TwitchCon is like how there's a Comic Con where the people fly
Oh,
from
really?
a place and you can meet like the people that created those things, but now you can meet the streamers at one place and people pay
Really?
hundreds of dollars in VIP tickets and all of that. We have it in San Diego too, actually. San Diego Convention has like a lot of TwitchCons.
It, it's crazy because I seen something like I think it was yesterday. I guess you have a gamer and you guys are partners for a long time.
Yeah.
So you guys never meet, but like there was this one video where his wife set up a meeting so he could meet his partner, and he started getting emotional just because he saw him. I'm like, yo, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? Is that you guys are having a relationship?
Yeah, that's
Like
big.
the dude was literally crying like that he met his partner. I'm like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
you
that's
know,
real. Because these are the guys they spend the most time with.
that's
They're spending day and night with them, waking up, sleeping, talking all the time. They don't see actual people. This is their
like it's like, yo, you guys are having a a relationship or what? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So it's insane. But on the other hand, I would also say the gaming industry is getting bigger. It's because how accessible they are now, the games.
Hmm.
I can just use my phone and play one of the best games. I can play Fortnite on this thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we can play Fortnite in full functionality, everything using this phone. Or you can play Call of Duty on this phone now. So it's insane. I mean, it's how accessible they are. They just addicted more dopamine.
And the crazy thing is you could connect with anybody and play against.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's wild because you couldn't do that with a Nintendo. You
No.
get you know what I'm saying? You have a Nintendo, you're not gonna be able to play Mario Brothers or Super Mario Kart with somebody else in another
Yeah.
house. Everything you can connect with each other. That's just how crazy technology has evolved since
Yeah. It's
gaming
open
started.
platform. Anybody, PS4, PC, everybody gets connected at the same time in one server. It's
That
great.
is wild.
Yeah. I mean, what would you say how Gen Z is leveraging these gaming platforms? Do you think it's because they're leveraging it with social interactions or they're building a community? As an outside perspective, obviously.
Outside perspective, I think because nobody wants to interact with people. You know what I'm saying? So like they it's easier to pick up a phone or be on the internet and just
Yeah.
you know than meeting people outside. They might have just meet them online and just
Yeah.
be like, yo, you want to play a game? All right, cool. So that's just my take. I'm like, yo, you guys don't want to really interact, human interaction. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're online, but it's not the same as going out and meeting somebody. So like, and that's why I feel maybe it's hard for people to meet people and get to know people like genuinely instead of like being online and just like, oh, what's up, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? It's not a genuine connection.
Yeah.
And
Eventually,
like with the phones, everybody likes texting instead of calling somebody and talking to them. It's almost like that. You're just like, oh, this is easier. Just play with somebody online. Hey, you want to play? Okay, cool. You know,
yeah, that's true. I
so,
mean,
but it is good for networking. You know what I'm saying? So there's pros and cons to it. There's pros and cons to it in my personal opinion.
absolutely. It goes back to a little bit the point that we had we talked about a little bit in our previous episode about the VR headsets, people are not willing to go outside anymore because they get everything inside the house.
Yeah,
You can sit there
that
and check out Hawaii or Paris without even getting out, realistic feel. Like you don't even
bro.
know when you take it off, you're like, holy shit, I want to be here. I want to go back to it. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you get everything. Everything's given to you now. Everything comes to you. It's like this fast food generation. Oh, I don't need to go out. Let me just order food from Uber Eats. Let me
Absolutely.
just connect with somebody on social media. I don't need to go to their house. Why do I need to go to their house? I could just talk to them while here. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that's true. That's why when I in the beginning when we talked about a little bit about different generation, that's why I said I personally think is your guys' generation is the best because I mean the way it was, you guys weren't fully exposed to this stuff, but this first stuff was coming out. Like you guys saw it and happening in the future, and like shit, okay, this is different. Like you guys try to adopt to it, but like not fully adopted, obviously.
yeah,
But
but it's like we're moving into that trend anyway because that's what is popular now. Like
exactly.
at, for me, it is kind of harder to go out there and meet people because we got social media, and you know what I'm saying. And as you get older, you're setting your ways. So like, yeah, I don't want to meet up with somebody. I just rather, you know, just stay home or something like that. So it depends on the person. You know what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
I don't I don't think it's just like our generation. Like so
exactly.
there's some people in your generation that don't have social media because their parents won't allow them to,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So they actually do the going out, meeting people, genuine connection, you know what I'm saying? So
That's again, that goes back again to our previous conversation. We talked about social like media and like dating and stuff, how it changed. So guys, if you guys want to check out those conversations, we have everything in our playlist section of our channel, and I have all the previous episodes. So make sure to go check it out. We talked really get got deep and we really talked about the new how the social interactions are changing and the Tinder and Bumble and online dating and stuff. So that's great conversation there actually. So yeah, going back to our point right now that you raised, Rex, that's true. It's all about, now we don't have those one-on-one conversations or social
Mhm.
interactions or like actually spitting the game, how we used to say, you
Yeah,
know what I mean? Now it's more like, you sliding in the DMs.
like
It's
yo, what's up?
exactly. But yeah, I think I see myself too being, in a like how you guys saw like the phones coming in and all these smartphones and stuff like that. I think I see when I look at the future, I think about VR and more those kind of things becoming big thing in like a couple of years, like in terms of like 10, 20 years, and be like, I'm looking back and I'm like, shit, I saw that coming slowly and now
Hmm.
has literally changed everything what we do.
Yeah,
It's
it
scary.
just,
It's scary.
but it's good. Like I always say this, it has pros and cons, right? Like look at we're interacting and you're in another state. Well, I'm
Yeah.
looking at you on live. You know what I'm saying? So like we didn't have that back in the day.
Yeah, but Drex, when I look at it, the reason I'm in tech, you know what I mean? So I see things building and like I'm really connecting the community. And when I see it in a couple of years or 10, 20 years, you gotta understand, right? We talk about these issues all the time, like especially in this podcast, we like to talk about the stuff, different generation stuff. So over the months that we've been talking, I'm kind of really understanding what really makes a difference, how things are changing and stuff, right? So we talked about in the previous podcast about how the social media and smartphone is changing lives. Dopamine is a big thing.
Hmm.
Now you gotta understand that, right? Like we go outside, we see people on their phone all the time, they're like, they don't even know iPad kids, we like to call them. Now
Hmm.
imagine that in 20 years, people
It'll
on
be,
VR
yeah,
walking like zombies.
that's wild. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
hopefully it
No, I
doesn't get
think no.
hopefully it doesn't get that bad because if you hopefully the
It's already
parents.
happening, Rex. It's been literally a month of Apple releasing that the VR headset, and it's already people are just have that headset and they're working out in that. It's been only a month, and it's gonna become a trend. They're gonna come out with better things, more accessible things, and it's gonna go crazy and crazy and crazy and crazy. It's
You know what's the crazy thing is? Like I think it was Bill Gates or I think it was Jeff Bezos. They didn't have their kids.
yeah. Even
You know,
Mark Zuckerberg, he doesn't
yeah,
he
they
doesn't
don't
even
have their kids on
kids on
social
social
media. They
media.
don't. Yeah, they don't have their kids on social media. They don't have kids. With all the technology. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy how the people that's making these inventions know it'll affect their kids, and that's why their kids don't have it.
Absolutely. And just noting another CEO for TikTok, Congress actually asked him, be like, hey, like your kids on social media? And he was like, no, they don't have TikTok. Like I don't let
Mm.
them have that. And I just want to plug in this documentary. If you have a chance, I would highly recommend you checking it out. It's called Social Dilemma. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
These are the guys, engineers from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all these big companies, and they talk about how they quit the jobs and they're advocating against it. And they were like, we know exactly what to do and how to get you addicted to things. They're like, we went literally far. Like we
Yeah,
shouldn't.
they went to extreme.
Exactly.
I heard something about that, like the AI
That's
robot.
Elon. That's Elon talking about that. Yeah.
Okay, okay. There was one guy. Well, there was one guy that not Elon, right?
Oh, are you talking
No,
about
no. There was one dude.
OpenAI guy?
I don't know. He was saying that what he saw in the AI, he wasn't. He was kind of upset that he was a part of that
Yeah.
because he sees what it's gonna turn into.
Oh yeah.
So you
Oh yeah.
have people making these inventions regretting that they actually went through with it, and
Absolutely.
they're kind of like upset with themselves and be like, man, I wish I didn't do this because I know how it's gonna mess up society.
It's already is. It already is. I mean, a lot of jobs. There's a new McDonald's that was opened up recently. Actually, it was all over the news. It's the first McDonald's without any human. From cooking the food till to delivering it, everything is through robots. And they take back your feedback, how you're making stuff, and and they come out with um, they learn from that feedback and fix it for the next
Wow.
order. So
Well,
it's
where's this
yeah,
McDonald's at?
let's check it out. How about that?
Because I knew there was going eventually, like you just order your meals off a computer and it will come to you, but I didn't think it was gonna be that soon.
It's called it's first McDonald's without any human. And they're planning on opening in multiple locations actually too. So we'll take a look at it. So see takeaway and drive through.
That's crazy.
I mean, it makes sense. You don't need humans
Yeah.
do all of that, It's you put in the order, it cooks in the back. There's robots that push the machine, brings it to your drive-through. That's all.
Hmm. That's eventually, people will be left without jobs.
Yeah, I mean, the jobs with no creative mind behind it. So the whole thing about I personally how I see it is if you don't have your own brand in the future, you're not gonna be able to survive. You're gonna be stuck on either government help or minimum wage. You gotta have your own creative, you know, brand behind it. That's what I don't know if you know this guy. He's a philosopher. He talks about it. He's an AI and all that stuff too. His name is he's on Joe Rogan a lot. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
There's a lot of people that always go to Joe Rogan, so it's not Scott Peterson, right?
No, so his name is Naval Ravikant.
Yeah, I would have guessed that.
Dude, amazing. If you haven't watched this episode, highly recommend it. He talks about he's a guy and he was in Silicon Valley. And he talks about he has a very good balanced in between philosophy and being present and connected to tech and finance and all of that stuff. Highly recommended. It's a episode one 1309. So
No.
I'll put in the chat too, description and everything. So great episode. So but what he talks about is like, you gotta have your own brand. You gotta be who Drex is, why you are worth the money you
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Basically,
mean?
you're selling yourself, and
Exactly.
make sure you have a brand, and because if you don't have any kind of skills or anything, then you're gonna get a job that's crappy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Or be without a job because
exactly.
what I'm saying, these AIs are taking over these simple jobs that people are asking for like $15 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Again, $15 nothing now. Did you heard about it? California just passed a law to bring it up to 25, I think.
Yeah, but it's if that happens, then the inflation's
It is
gonna go up.
happening.
No, no, but when that does happen, other things are gonna go up. You know what I'm saying? So like, no matter
It's not
what,
sustainable. It's not
yeah, it's
sustainable at all.
definitely not. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the taxes are gonna go up and all that stuff, and then it's gonna be higher. You know what I'm saying? People, it's hard. It's dude, if you got a minimum wage job, you're not gonna be able to rent a studio.
No, you're not
You
at
know what
all.
I'm saying? Even a studio is like 15, 17, probably $2,000 here in San Diego.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so freaking Biden. Sorry. But I don't know. It seems like everything's going up. even the pay, but that's not. It's not like you said. It's not sustainable.
Yeah, let me pull up this thing for you. What are we talking about? It's perfect. Yeah, going back to the gaming industry, right? So that's the skill set. If you have that skill set, you can make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Again, it's a branding for yourself. You can sell merch, you can sell your time. You can go to a platform where they can hire you as a guest and you go there, play games and all of that. People will love
Yeah.
to watch it.
I can't believe people actually watch people playing games. It's like, yo, you don't got anything better to do? Like,
Yeah, exactly. So, uh, that's the thing. I mean, same thing with us, right? We look at each other in terms of like how we're building this thing. We're trying to build a brand, a brand. We have a brand name. We have a whole concept behind it. We are trying to make a community to follow that brand. You know what I mean? To do all of that. So that's the future. You know what I mean?
yeah.
We talk a lot about future in this podcast and all of that. And I personally think that is the future. I mean, if, for example, we started how we're getting traction from 1.8K people, you're talking about 1,800 people, right?
Hmm.
If each one of them consistently watch us for every single episode, right? By the end of the month, we would have enough money to rent a studio.
Nice.
So imagine that times it with a year, then times with 2 years, 3 years. You're looking at pretty good community there.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I mean, and we're for that's the whole concept. I think that's the whole Gen Z concept, what people say, and how things are changing and why gaming industry became a big thing. Because what the whole thing was people, these kids, these new generation loves to watch gaming. They like the dopamine, they like to watch, and it's competitive. Nothing wrong with it. They're
No,
building
there's
their own
nothing wrong
community.
with it because sometimes I'm like, why are these people watching? And I watch for a little bit, like, yo, I just wasted like 10 minutes of my time for nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. Like, but I would get caught up into it, and I'm not even into it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Dopamine. Yeah.
I could see where people that are into it are just watching it like it's a movie or something.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I I I I can see why, but I just don't understand.
Yeah. So I don't understand either. I mean, I tried getting into gaming, but personally, I thought like, it just wasted time, but it's not. It's not at all.
Yeah, I totally.
I would have loved to make that 300,000 a month.
Oh yeah, me too, bro. Me too.
So where do you see, well, when we talked a lot about it, the history and differences and all that and how the impact it's towards our lives and everything, we think for the gaming industry specifically over 5 years from now, how do you
I
see
think
it?
it's only gonna get better. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, I think it's gonna be more popular.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you have adults like in their mid 30s streaming, just imagine they have influence on the younger kids,
Yeah.
and then the younger kids are really gonna be into it.
Yeah.
So it's you
It's
know
a
it's
growing. We're looking
it's
at not 10% every year. We're looking at what, 20% now? Double
yeah
that?
it, it's because these adults are making influence on these kids.
Exactly.
So then they look up to these adults, be like, oh, he's doing it, so I might as well do it too.
Absolutely. I mean, I just wish we have some kind of like rules and regulations on
Hmm.
standard in terms of like how much you can watch in terms of like, okay, yeah, okay, never mind. I don't want that. I mean, that'll be
Hmm.
another debate on people saying you can't control our lives and stuff. But just for the younger generation, I'm saying like the parents and stuff, kind of keep an eye on them and like not go super crazy on like,
Hmm.
watching games for like 20 hours straight. That's just too much. But that's just my opinion. I think there
I
needs to
think,
be a little bit for the kids.
but just imagine like some other countries, they don't even have YouTube.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine like if they could deal with it, then why can't we? But we're so used to it. You know what I'm saying? So like that's wild. You know, I think it's like China or something that they don't have YouTube and they can't
Oh yeah, then
watch. You know what I'm saying? So like that,
yeah,
that, but that's all they know, and that's why they're like everybody's like really successful over there.
exactly. But yeah, I mean, wish them luck, the people for our next generation. But before we end this conversation, I do wanted to kind of bring out one thing. Um, that is, it just came in the news recently. The TikTok is getting banned.
Yes, I saw that too.
Really?
I saw that
So
too.
I just wanted to see what you think about it. Since we are in a social media community too, we do a lot of social media and all of that. So what do you think about that?
I, I think it's good because people are so into it. And I heard that they could steal your information on TikTok or something like
Yeah.
that, and that's one of the main reasons why they're banning it. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're stealing people's information.
So that's what the accusations are. And then what they're trying to do is like sell out everything to a US based customer. So Congress wants a US based company to own TikTok fully and not Chinese. So right now,
Mm,
TikTok is Chinese based. So because when you become fully US based company, there are a lot of laws in where you can be selling the information back to China or somewhere outsourcing different countries, because these we have kids from little kids to that have like accounts and stuff like that.
mm,
So if you have 150 million active users on TikTok every day,
it's just
imagine that how much information you're giving
exactly.
us outside country, especially China.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing, which personally I'm fine with that. I mean, if it's US based company, doesn't affect our consumers, fine. Um, again, I mean, once you go online, you're already for giving up your right to privacy.
Anyway, yeah, exactly.
Your information is already getting sold to advertisements and everything, but I'm fine with that, but I don't want anybody outside of there could harm the country or anything like that to come, be having access
Yeah.
to that information.
Because
But that's just
you
my
get
opinion.
you gotta get that one person with the bad blood and get that information for you and use it for evil.
Exactly. So we never know. But yeah, just a little bit, we wanted to kind of bring in the relevant news, what was in the news for this before we end the topic. But yeah, Drex, it was amazing conversation, very insightful.
Definitely, definitely. What's your plans for this weekend?
Pick a ball tomorrow. Today, IKEA run, get some stuff.
Nice.
And Sunday kind of cook and stuff. So pretty much regular Joe.
Yeah. Good. Well, enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, always strikes. Excited about you too. So good luck on the softball game tomorrow, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Thanks for watching. On to the next.
On to the next guys.